The Boston Celtics are not good. And they are not in a good place with who they have employed right now in their front office. My name is Jack, and we're going to go over why I am not feeling good about the Celtics' future. Almost. Almost is a word that describes the Boston Celtics recently, basically to a T. In every sense of the word almost is what you can use to describe them. During the regular season, you can find so many sources anywhere you look. Danny Ainge almost traded for this guy. He almost acquired this guy. You see that top star was on the trade block? Danny Ainge almost got him. Almost got him. Every year. Ooh, the Celtics have all this space. They have all these picks. They almost used them. Almost. They were close. They thought about it. But they didn't. And then you get more stuff coming out this year that a lot of GMs don't want to do business with Danny Ainge, the GM of the team, because he tried to trade away Kemba Walker before the league knew that he was hurt. And if you're negotiating in bad faith, a lot of teams won't want to come back and negotiate you with other offers, because what if you're just, trying to get rid of this guy because he's hurt? So that's a big no-no, a big thing you shouldn't do. And I don't know if this is a confirmed thing, but I would feel like if I was a GM, that I think Danny Ainge just kind of tries to screw everybody. He tries to kind of do what he did with the Nets, with everybody. He basically started this whole current team, or got a good chunk of them, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, just eventually, from trading Kevin Garnett, Jason Terry, and Paul Pierce to the Nets for basically everything they had. I mean, everyone knows this is basically the most one-sided trade in NBA history. I mean, you can find stuff that are, close to it, but you can't really find much that is this bad. The Nets got an old Kevin Garnett, an old Paul Pierce, an old Jason Terry, and did nothing. But then again, the Celtics haven't done anything either, to be fair to the Nets. And they need it. But moving on past trading and signing people, almost also works with their performance. Like, sure, these guys they always seem to be a top, 3 seed in the East. But what did they do with that? They made a few conference championships. I'm gonna give them that. But that's about it. They didn't win anything. They won, regular season awards. They won the regular season. I mean, if we go back to 2016, they've been a top 5 team every year. But that's it. They still lost the last game of the season. They haven't won a title. And if you're telling me that you think they have a brighter future now than they did 2 years ago, that wouldn't be right. They gave basically all their salary, at least a big chunk of it, to 3 main players. 2 of them make sense. 1 of them does not. So you got Jaylen Brown, who's on honestly a pretty good contract for how he's playing this year. He's only getting paid, $26 million? Something like that, which is great. It's a bargain for what he's playing. He's playing, near, not MVP level, but high all-star level. Very, very, very good player, and amazing for what he's getting paid. And then you got Jason Tatum, who, along the same lines, he's getting paid a little more, but he's playing all-star, near MVP type level. And then you got Kemba Walker. Did anybody think that this was a good signing? Honestly, did you think, hey, we got that Kyrie Irving guy, he's leaving, fuck him, we got Kemba Walker? Did anybody seriously say that and not laugh at themselves the instant they said it? I mean, they could have signed Terry Rozier for $25 less million and he would be better. He's better this year than Kemba Walker has been. And he's getting paid less. This is a horrible signing. And I don't think that Danny Ainge gets enough shit for it, for being honest. And I mean, you look past those guys. What else does this team have? Tristan Thompson, Daniel Tice, and they got Peyton Pritchard. He's been decent so far. Robert Williams is okay. And they got young guys, that have perceived value, at least to fans, like Carson Edwards, Romeo Langford, that really haven't done anything for them, but supposedly they're included in every single trade talk that's ever been said. And also, the only guy over 7 feet tall this team has is Taco Fall, who doesn't play. He's on a 2-way contract. They don't have a true center. Which I know the league is going small now, but that's still an issue. You need size. At least in some capacity, you need size. If it's not your starter, you need it off the bench just in case you need it. They allegedly have interest in trading for... I know this really means a whole lot because their trade rumors always come true, but they supposedly are interested in trading for Nikola Vucevic of the Orlando Magic, which would be huge. That would be a big get. That would really, I feel like, make them 1,000 times better if they got Vucevic, because one, he is such an underrated player. He has been so good, and he's finally starting to get a little recognition this year for how well he's been playing. I mean, honestly, his last however many years since he's really kind of broken out with the Magic, he is so underrated just because he's on such a crappy Magic team, but he has been so good, and he would elevate this Celtics team to a new level because they don't have a center. Honestly, I mean, I just think they have a bunch of fours that they play at the 5. So if they got Vucevic, this team would look completely different, 100%. They're, 19 and 18 right now? They could make a late run if they got Nikola if they don't trade away, a lot of their players. They might have to throw in Marcus Smart. And I think they should. Honestly, if we're being honest. I think Marcus Smart is a good player, but I do think he is a little overrated. I don't think he's going to take them to the next level. And I think he is expendable and tradable. And if they can trade him and other young guys that they say and first-round picks, they should do it. You have all these first-round picks, trade them. Do something with them. I know Sporting Logically made a video about Danny Ainge and his drafting and stuff. And he raised a good point with it. Outside of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, he really hasn't done anything drafting-wise. So going off of that, I mean, how many picks does he need? I mean, how many guys do you think are going to be able to draft? And even if you hit on a few of them, is it really going to, is it going to be too late at that point? Your window's going to be closed. I just think you need to cash in. They have all these picks. I think it's time to cash in. I think it was time to cash in a while ago. I don't think a lot of people think that. But Danny Ainge just seems not content, but he's been just riding that Nets trade pretty much his entire career so far. And I think it's really starting to come down on him now. Because what he built through that trade was good. He built a very solid Celtics team, but they have a lot of flaws, and it's really starting to come to light this season. This season has been their worst season by far. By far. I mean, they're 19 and 18. I mean, if we go by the ratings, like, their offensive rating is like, 12 out of 30. It's okay. Their defensive rating, though, is near the bottom of the league. And their pace is also very low. This is another problem with this team. There's not really one fix. I mean, Vucevic would help, but there's not really one thing that changes this team to an instant contender. They have a lot of holes, and it's going to be very tough for them to fill. And I don't think that Danny Ainge is going to be able to fix it. I believe he has overstayed his welcome in Boston. Obviously, they're not going to fire him. He's built this team too much for them to fire him after just one down year. But with how much talent, at least they have perceived to have built, and with Brad Stevens being perceived as one of the best coaches in the league, they have far too much perceived talent to be this meh. And I don't really know a way of fixing this, to be honest. There's not really an easy fix. They're gonna have to make a big move if they want any chance of being relevant this year or even in the coming years. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I have said before, if you disagree with me, let me know. Am I stupid? Am I smart? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Comment down below. Tell me how you really feel. I want to discuss it. That's what I'm making these videos for. I just love discussing basketball with people, and I just don't do it enough. So I'm making videos. So just comment all your opinions on basketball down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.